Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Speak English for Beginners. I'm Emma.
And I'm Jack. We're so happy you're here with us today.
In today's episode, we're going to talk about something that every English learner experiences.
That's right. Today we're talking about training your mouth and your mind to think and speak in English.
Many learners understand English when they read or listen.
But speaking can feel much more difficult.
Sometimes you know the words.
But your mouth doesn't say them quickly enough.
Or perhaps your mind translates every sentence from your native language first.
That can make conversations feel slow and stressful.
The good news is that speaking English is a skill.
And like any skill, it improves with practice.
During today's episode, we'll learn useful vocabulary, practical expressions, and natural conversations about becoming a more confident English speaker.
We'll also discuss how your brain and your mouth learn to work together through regular practice.
Before we begin, let's ask our listeners a simple question.
When you speak English, do you think in English or do you translate first?
Many learners translate every sentence.
And that's completely normal at the beginning.
But over time, our goal is to think more naturally in English.
Let's begin with our first useful word.
The word is fluency.
Fluency is the ability to speak a language smoothly and naturally.
For example, she speaks English with great fluency.
Or, daily practice improved his fluency.
Many people believe fluency means speaking perfectly.
But that's not true.
Fluency is about communicating your ideas clearly without stopping too often.
Even fluent speakers sometimes make mistakes.
Jack, what do you think helps learners become more fluent?
I think speaking regularly is one of the most important things.
I agree.
Reading and listening are very helpful.
But speaking trains your mouth in a different way.
Exactly.
Your mouth needs practice just like your brain does.
That's why speaking out loud is so valuable.
Let's learn another useful word.
The word is habit.
A habit is something you do regularly until it becomes natural.
For example, reading every evening became her habit.
Or, speaking English every day is a good habit.
Good speaking habits help your brain respond more quickly.
Instead of searching for every word, your mind begins to recognize familiar patterns.
That's one reason daily practice is so important.
Emma, do you remember when speaking English became easier for you? Yes, I do.
What changed?
I stopped worrying about making every sentence perfect.
That's interesting.
Instead, I focused on communicating my ideas.
Did that make a difference?
A very big difference.
Why?
Because I spoke more often, and every conversation became another opportunity to improve. That's excellent advice.
Many learners wait until they feel ready.
But speaking is what helps you become ready.
Exactly.
Let's learn another useful word.
The word is repeat.
To repeat means to say or do something again.
For example, please repeat that sentence.
Or, she repeated the dialogue several times.
Repetition is one of the most effective ways to train your mouth.
Every time you repeat a sentence, your pronunciation becomes a little more natural.
Your mouth also becomes more comfortable producing English sounds.
Think about learning to play a musical instrument.
Nobody becomes skilled after practicing only once.
Musicians repeat the same notes many times.
Athletes repeat the same movements again and again.
Language learners also improve through repetition.
That's how new speaking patterns become automatic.
Let's learn another useful word.
The word is pronunciation.
Pronunciation is the way words are spoken.
For example, his pronunciation has improved a lot.
Or, listening carefully helps improve pronunciation.
Many learners worry too much about having an accent.
But having an accent is completely normal.
The important goal is being clear and easy to understand.
That's much more important than sounding exactly like a native speaker.
I completely agree.
Another challenge for many learners is thinking too much before speaking.
Yes, that's very common.
People often try to create the perfect sentence.
While they're thinking, the conversation continues.
That's why simple English is often the best English.
Short, clear sentences help conversations flow naturally.
As your confidence grows, your sentences will naturally become longer.
And your vocabulary will continue expanding.
Let's learn another useful word.
The word is confidence.
Confidence is the belief that you can do something successfully.
For example, practice gave her more confidence.
Or, speaking every day builds confidence.
Confidence doesn't appear overnight.
It grows one conversation at a time.
One new word at a time.
And one small success at a time.
That's why it's important to celebrate progress.
Even if today's conversation wasn't perfect.
If you spoke more than yesterday, you've improved.
If you learned one new expression, you've improved.
If you understood more than last week, you've improved.
Learning a language is a journey.
Every practice session moves you one step forward.
Training your mouth and your mind doesn't happen in one day.
It happens through small, consistent efforts over time.
Every sentence you speak helps your brain build stronger language connections.
And every conversation makes speaking English feel a little more natural.
Earlier, we talked about fluency, pronunciation, and why speaking regularly is so important.
Now let's look at another question that many English learners ask.
How can you train yourself to think in English instead of translating everything?
That's one of the biggest challenges for beginners.
Many learners hear a sentence in English.
Then they translate it into their native language.
After that, they think of a response.
And finally, they translate their response back into English.
That process takes time.
It also makes conversations feel much slower.
The goal is to gradually reduce that translation step.
Let's learn an important word.
The word is translate.
To translate means to change words from one language into another.
For example, she translated the article into English.
Or he translated the sentence before answering.
Translation is useful when learning new vocabulary, but during conversations, relying on translation too much can slow you down.
Jack, how can learners begin thinking in English?
I think they should start with very simple thoughts.
What do you mean?
Instead of thinking, how do I say this complicated idea, start with something simple, like, I'm hungry.
Or, it's raining today.
Exactly. Everyday thoughts are excellent practice.
They help your brain become familiar with English sentence patterns.
Let's learn another useful word.
The word is pattern.
A pattern is something that happens in a regular and repeated way.
For example, English sentence patterns become easier with practice.
Or, the student recognized the grammar pattern.
Language is full of patterns.
The more patterns you recognize, the less you need to think about grammar.
That's one reason children learn languages naturally.
They hear the same patterns again and again. Eventually, those patterns become automatic.
Adult learners can train themselves in a similar way.
Through listening, repeating, and speaking regularly.
Another helpful habit is talking to yourself in English.
Some people feel a little embarrassed when they hear that advice.
But it's actually a very effective exercise.
You don't need another person to practice speaking.
You can describe what you're doing throughout the day. For example, I'm making breakfast.
I'm walking to work.
I need to buy some milk.
These simple sentences train your mind to create English naturally.
They also train your mouth to produce English sounds more smoothly.
Let's learn another useful word.
The word is routine.
A routine is something you do regularly.
For example, speaking English became part of my daily routine.
Or, she follows the same morning routine every day.
Adding English to your daily routine makes practice much easier.
Instead of waiting for free time, you practice while living your normal life.
Emma, what daily activities can learners describe in English?
Almost anything.
Such as
Cooking dinner,
driving to work,
cleaning the house,
going shopping,
exercising.
even preparing for bed.
Every activity becomes an opportunity to practice.
Another useful technique is shadowing.
That's one of my favorite methods.
Let's explain it.
Shadowing means listening to a native or fluent speaker and repeating almost immediately after them.
You try to copy the pronunciation, rhythm, and speed.
At first, it may feel difficult.
But with practice, it becomes much easier.
Let's learn another useful word.
The word is rhythm.
Rhythm is the natural flow and timing of spoken language.
For example, English has a different rhythm from many other languages.
Or, shadowing helps improve your rhythm.
Good pronunciation is important.
But natural rhythm also makes speech easier to understand.
That's why listening carefully is just as important as speaking.
Another common mistake learners make is trying to memorize thousands of individual words.
Instead, it's often better to learn complete phrases.
That's because conversations use groups of words, not isolated vocabulary.
For example, instead of learning only the word hungry, learn the phrase, I'm getting hungry.
Or, instead of learning think, learn I think so.
These expressions become ready to use in conversations.
Let's learn another useful word.
The word is phrase.
A phrase is a small group of words that work together.
For example, good morning is a common English phrase.
Or, nice to meet you.
Learning phrases helps your brain build sentences more quickly.
Because you're remembering useful pieces instead of individual words.
Another important habit is speaking without worrying too much about mistakes.
Many learners stop talking every time they make a small error.
But that interrupts the flow of conversation.
Communication should always come first.
Small grammar mistakes are usually not a problem if people understand your message.
Jack, what advice would you give someone who feels nervous speaking English?
I would tell them to speak a little every single day.
Even if it's only for 5 minutes?
Yes,
Why?
because short daily practice is often more effective than one long practice session each week.
I completely agree.
Consistency is one of the biggest secrets to language learning.
Every small conversation trains your mouth.
Every sentence strengthens your mind.
And every day of practice brings you one step closer to thinking and speaking naturally in English.
That's why progress isn't about being perfect.
It's about building good habits that become stronger every day. So far, we've talked about fluency, thinking in English, daily practice, and useful speaking habits.
Now let's focus on how to make English a natural part of your everyday life.
Many learners believe they need several hours every day to improve.
But that's not always true.
Even 10 or 15 minutes of focused practice can make a difference.
The important thing is practicing consistently.
Let's learn another useful word.
The word is consistent.
Consistent means doing something regularly over a period of time.
For example, she made consistent progress by practicing every day.
Or, being consistent is more important than studying for many hours once a week.
Small daily efforts often produce big results over time.
That's why many successful language learners create simple daily habits.
Jack, what does your ideal English practice routine look like?
I like to start by listening to English for a few minutes.
Then what?
After listening, I repeat some of the sentences out loud.
That's a great habit.
Then I try to use those expressions in my own sentences.
That helps move vocabulary from your memory into your everyday speaking.
Exactly.
Another helpful habit is reading aloud.
That's something many learners forget to do.
Reading silently improves your understanding.
But reading aloud trains both your eyes and your mouth.
It also helps you notice pronunciation and rhythm.
Let's learn another useful word.
The word is aloud.
Aloud means speaking so that your voice can be heard.
For example, she read the story aloud.
Or, the teacher asked the students to read aloud.
Reading aloud gives your mouth more opportunities to practice English sounds.
The more your mouth practices, the more natural speaking becomes.
Another useful habit is asking yourself simple questions in English.
Questions like, what am I doing today?
What do I want to eat?
How do I feel today?
What did I learn today?
Then answer those questions in complete English sentences.
This exercise trains both your thinking and your speaking,
It also prepares you for real conversations.
because many everyday conversations begin with simple questions.
Another important thing to remember is not to fear silence.
That's excellent advice.
Sometimes it's okay to pause and think.
Fluent speakers pause too.
A short pause is much better than giving up.
Speaking naturally doesn't mean speaking without ever stopping.
It means communicating your ideas clearly.
Let's learn another useful word.
The word is express.
To express means to communicate your thoughts or feelings.
For example, she expressed her opinion clearly.
Or, English helps people express their ideas.
Language is a tool for expressing ourselves, not a test that we have to pass perfectly every time.
That's an important mindset. Another thing that helps learners improve is accepting mistakes.
Every mistake teaches you something,
Every correction helps you grow.
and every conversation builds experience.
Emma, what advice would you give someone who feels stuck?
I would tell them not to stop speaking,
Why?
because progress often happens slowly.
That's true.
Sometimes you don't notice improvement from one day to the next, but after several months, the difference can be amazing.
That's why patience is so important. Learning a language is a long journey.
Every practice session adds another small step.
And eventually, those small steps become real fluency.
Before we finish today's episode, let's review some of the vocabulary we've learned.
Fluency,
Habit,
repeat,
pronunciation,
confidence,
translate,
pattern,
routine,
rhythm,
phrase,
consistent,
aloud.
express.
These are all useful words that can help you talk about language learning, speaking practice, and building fluency in English.
Before we end, let's do some speaking practice.
If possible, answer these questions out loud.
First question. Do you usually think in English or translate first?
Second question. What do you do every day to practice English?
Third question. Which speaking habit has helped you the most?
Fourth question. What is the biggest challenge when speaking English?
Fifth question. What new habit will you start this week to improve your English?
Try answering with complete sentences.
Don't worry if you need to pause while speaking.
Every sentence you say trains your mouth.
Every conversation trains your mind.
And every day of practice brings you closer to speaking English naturally.
That's our question of the day. What is one daily habit that has helped you improve your speaking English, or what new habit would you like to start?
Write your answer in the comments. You can begin with, I practice English every day by, or I want to start thinking in English by.
We'd love to hear your answers.
Keep listening.
Keep speaking.
And remember, your mouth becomes stronger through practice, and your mind becomes faster through daily use.
Thanks for listening to Speak English for Beginners.
Goodbye, everyone, and see you in the next episode.